to make things plain. I like to make it easy. Because these things, health is not as complicated as they'd like us to think. But it starts with the mind. And you know, I've always said this. Everything begins in the mind. The mind is supposed to rule the body. Unfortunately, as humans, we often let our heart and our emotions rule the body. You ever took care of a little kid and it's 8 o'clock and it's time for them to go to bed? In the beginning, most kids are like, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go. And they'll do everything. They'll run around and you know they're tired. You have to chase some of them down before they go to bed. Well, it's no different when you get to be an adult. Some adults find everything to do under the sun instead of get to their bed. Oh, I forgot to call my Auntie Jane, see how she's doing. Oh my goodness, I'm going tomorrow to go blah, blah, blah. Let me go get my clothes together. Oh, I got to write every single thing under the crib. Oh, let me put some load of laundry in. Now I got to wait for the load of laundry to finish. And you're supposed to be in bed. So you're finding all these different things, and that has to do with anxiety. Because we know once you're in that bed, what comes rushing into your head? Thoughts, 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 thoughts. And if you're not in the habit of... Excuse me. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? If you're not in the habit of meditating before bed, and meditation is one of the easiest things. Don't make it complicated. Take one thing and focus on it. Choose a light switch, put a candle, put your eyesight right on that candle and just look at it. Focus on your breathing. Try to do that for 4 minutes. Not even a long time. 4 minutes. Just to calm all the noise that's going in and out of your brain. Because your brain's going, it's like a whirlwind. Pick one object. A candle, a heartbeat, your breathing, and just count it. Just start counting it. That's one really simple technique for meditation. People think when they meditate, they have to go into the position and start the Zen and the humming. Unnecessary when we're trying to sleep. Just put your hand on your chest and start following the breath. And you try and do that to about 100. And you'd be surprised if you take all your attention and time and put it to your heart. That's what you're going to think about. And that will slow down. It won't eliminate, but it'll slow down the other sounds. So, now let's get to the root of the evil. Let's get rid of the problem. We have something in our bodies called the circadian rhythm. Anybody ever heard about? Our bodies are part of the earth. As much as we don't want to believe that we are part of the earth, just like all the animals, we follow a rhythm. And you know this because if you ever watch a newborn, newborns are great to follow. There's a time when they wake up, it'll be 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And the baby pop it up. And then there'll be a time where they're moving, especially boys. Then all of a sudden, poof, and they just fall out. No, I mean literally fall out. Girls may go to sleep. Boys pass out. And that's it. And they're done. Human beings, as they get older, though, they override the rhythm. The body's tired. Any of you ever been really, really tired, but you don't go to bed? You feel the fatigue comes on. That has to do with the rhythm that you're in tune with, which has to do with sunlight. Our bodies are designed to follow the rhythm of the earth. As the sun goes down, a hormone called melatonin that's produced in the pineal gland, part of the brain, starts getting released. And that hormone tells your body to start relaxing. That's why as the end of the day comes, you start feeling a little bit more slower, a little tired. And it has to do with the sun going down. And that's why if you popping the lights up all over the house, You know, it's 10 o'clock at night and you turning on the lights. You got the TV with lights on. You got a clock that has that glowing light going. It affects your sleep. So following your rhythm, by evening, your bodies start relaxing and slowing down. But as humans, we override that. But if we get into the flow, we have our meals, have our tea, and get into the relaxed flow and let the hormones that are naturally secreting do their job, we will fall into the state for sleep. But to aggravate it, on the flip side, the body wakes when the light comes up. So if you want to get in the rhythm, let your body wake you naturally, which usually is when the sun comes up about 5:30, 6 o'clock, right? But here's the problem. As I said, if you have clocks that are beaming, television blasting, your phone with the light going on, you're in the first phase of sleep when you're in bed where anything can wake you up. And so you have to limit light. Close your blinds, put dark blackouts out there, close the shutters, turn off your phone, dim. I put a towel over anything that glows. Anything that glows in my room, I put a towel over it. I get one of them stickers for the phone. I turn my phone over and I put another towel over that. Maybe even put it onto my pillow sometimes, you know, because those lights affect you during this phase because that's natural to your body. Once you've been in the bed and you're relaxing now, you get into the second phase of sleeping where now you're starting to be really relaxed. Everything slows down. And during that phase, your brain also starts to slow down. You ever get that where you're like, and then all of a sudden what happens? Somebody comes in, hey, Mom! And they're like, and they start you out of your sleep because your brain had slowed down. Now, if you make it through the brain time, you get into the best part of the night. Dreams. The dream state. Right? And if you get into the dream state, your repair job is going. And that's when your brain, believe it or not, is solving your problems. Oh, okay. That's when you start solving problems. And they'll be weird too. You'll be outside planting caterpillars. And you'll be like, this seems really weird. You know, and there are dream books that tell you what these all mean. But your body is starting to solve problems. And then the final stage where now your eyes start moving and you're dreaming, somebody will come to you. It's hard to wake you up at this time, you know? It has to take a lot to get you awake because everything has been relaxed. Your brains fell asleep and you're dreaming. But it doesn't last. It's only lasting about 20 to 40 minutes, okay? Not a very long time. Throughout the night, you're supposed to go through that relax, brain slows down, dream, and repair time. And you do that 5 to 6 times a night. Is that the REM sleep? Yes, your REM sleep. And that's where you need to go because that's where healing happens. That's where healing. When you wake up and you are tired, anybody wake up and tired? If you wake up and tired, you have not slept well. You have not slept well.
But what happens if you sleep, or at least you think that you slept well, and then you wake up and then you're
achy?
But does that mean I had a good night's sleep?
It could be, but remember, your muscles have all relaxed. Your brain's relaxed. So you are going to have to wake up everything back. That's why it's a good idea in the morning to stretch. Then lubricate your synovial fluids. You got to get your fluids going. You got to wake up those muscles. So in the morning when you get up, it is a good idea to stretch, right? And what I call activate that which was asleep. But we're here to solve problems for insomnia. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to go over this. So we know the brain and the stinking thinking is keeping many of us up. So what can we do? I'm a solution-based person. What can we do for our stinking thinking that's keeping us up? What can we do?
Got a time to start relaxing.
First have a sleep time, and you have to stick to that time. Don't schedule parties at that time. Don't schedule going out at that time. Have a sleep time and make it an exception to miss it. Just like you come to exercise at 10 o'clock, you need to say, okay, 9, 10 o'clock, that's it. And do it every single day, no matter what. You've got to train the brain. Train the brain, right? But the stress is, I'm there, I'm laying in the bed, but is going on. Don't go into bed. Write this down. Stay out of the bed if at the end of your papers I wrote it down. Don't go into bed if your brain's a wreck. Don't go into bed. The bed then becomes a prison. Okay? Where you're tossing and turning. Do not go into bed. Get out of your bed. Go back in the living room. Go find something to do. Reorganize the closet. Redo the cupboard space. But don't go into bed. More importantly, what I recommend you do, journal. Get yourself a piece of paper and drain your brain. Write out everything that's going through your head. Everything. You don't have to solve the problem. Just write it so it's not in the brain. The minute you take something out and put it out on paper, your body feeling will change. Anyone ever did that? Just, how do you feel?
That's what I took poetry class, and she gives us a little notebook and a nightlight. That if something's bothering you, jump up right away and
Start writing it.
Start writing.
Same thing, great idea. If you wake up out of your sleep and you're having trouble going back to bed, as I said, get up and write. Writing what's going on in your brain takes it away from the problem-solving mechanism in your brain. Now, it doesn't mean you have to solve it. You're just writing it. The next thing, make sure you're not in pain. We talked about pain being an issue. If you're aching and you've been given medication to take 1 hour before bed, don't go to bed and take the pill. Most medications take a minimum of 1 hour. So if you know at nighttime you're always having back pain, shoulder pain, that's the time to take your medication. I highly recommend a warm bath, a topical Voltaren and diclofenac, or some Biofreeze wherever the area is hurting, so that when you're in bed it won't wake you up. Another really important thing that gets people, reflux. How many people have reflux? Indigestion. That will wake you up in a minute. Belching and gassing and gurgling in the tummy, right? So don't eat late at night. If you eat late at night, it sits right here. And the minute you lay down and your belly big, poof, right to the back of your throat. And it sits there and burns acid at the back of your throat, and your throat's dry and scratchy and starts to hurt, right? So stop eating an hour before bed. Okay? You need to sit up really 2 to 3 hours after you've eaten to allow the food to digest. Okay? So stop eating at least an hour to 2 hours before. Take your stomach medications before you go to bed, 1 hour. Pain medicine, 1 hour. Get out of the bed if you are thinking too much and write it out. Okay? Those are some really important tips that you should do. Now, for those pee people, constantly peeing. I was sleeping and I had to get up and pee. I had to pee. Notorious. Oh my gosh, I gotta go pee. Well, you're not that person to drink chamomile at 9 o'clock and go to bed at 9:30. Okay, that's a no. No drinking an hour before bed. Get your water in the morning and in the afternoon, but shut it down by 7 o'clock. Shut it down, because I guarantee an hour after you go to bed, I'm serious, and I know this because I don't drink all day most of the time, and then I'm up 4 or 5 times a night. The good thing with me though is I will sleepwalk to the toilet. I do. I sleepwalk to the toilet, and I will go right back to bed, But if you're not like me, I will sleep. If you're not the sleepwalk to the toilet person, shut it down 2 hours before. Okay, shut it down. All right. So what are we going to do? Your medications, if you know medication keeps you up, don't take it at night. Have a conversation with your doctor. Hey, look, every time I take this medicine, I'm up. That's a breakfast pill. Okay? Flip it. Flip the switch. Like water pill. Who takes a water pill at night?
Well, if it's in the medication, we got no choice.
Oh, no. They better separate that baby. That's a conversation. You put a water pill for me to take at night? Yeah, we got to separate that baby. Tell them we got to have a conversation because you're going to be up all night. Yes, ma'am.
If you haven't taken your pressure pill, like, oh my goodness, I have. No. So here it is at 7. Oh my God, I haven't taken it. So you take it. Yeah.
Yeah. First, always remember what I said. Never take meds like blood pressure medicine without taking your blood pressure. Always check your blood pressure. Don't just take it like, because if you're at 90 over 60 and you take the blood pressure pill, an hour later you're going to be waking up because you're dizzy, So always check, okay? Noise. Now I'm going to hurt some people's feelings. You live in a house with other people. And then you have people who like to stay up watching movies till 12 o'clock at night. Right? Or they snore. And they wake you up. You get into that nice number 2 and you're going down. Right? And they're snoring and blowing bugles and waking you up.
Sounds like a tractor trailer.
Yeah. Or you have that friend, girl, I had to call you because I had a dream. And I went, no. That's a morning call, baby. That's a morning call. Okay? Blood, guts, and dying is the only time you should call anybody. And even then, you should only be calling the paramedics. Okay, 911. Save those friend calls for the morning. If people are in the house with you and they like to play music and loud talking, that's a conversation we're going to need to have. There are things called AirPods. Okay? There are adapters that can connect you to the television. So headsets that you can put on. And if you love each other, you can have that conversation and say, hey, baby, I have to be in bed at 9 o'clock and I need it nice and quiet. Can you please? Hey, I bought you a headset. Please wear that. I even set it up on the TV for you. Okay? So that the home is quiet. Ask everyone to turn the lights out and have a conversation. Because we said it, light, noise, and sound are the things that will wake you up. Now, what's the big deal? If you get woken up a lot, whether you have to urinate, indigestion, loud noise, for a couple days, you know what you turn into? Me. Morning, yeah, morning. You say it's morning because you slept all night. You kept me up. Yeah, and you turn into somebody nobody likes. Right? So you say, oh, baby, if you don't want me nasty in the morning, could you help me out? Where are these headsets? And I'll be your dream girl, but help me out. Have those conversations. Wear the headsets. You turn grouchy. Not only are you grouchy, your memory gets affected. There are a lot of people who's having memory loss, not because of anything, but simply because they're not sleeping. Remember, the brain is on repair. You don't get time to repair, you start forgetting stuff. I gave you a list of medications. Many people are taking melatonin. That affects your sleep. Okay? Zolpidem is another name for it. Some people are taking other sleep medication. It's great to take the sleep meds for a short time, and I put on the papers, they're short acting. You're not supposed to live on them for months. If you have to be on a sleep medication for months, you're not solving the problems. Okay? In which case, you may want to get a therapist to help you investigate what are the things that's causing you anxiety and depression that's keeping you up at night. Because they eventually will affect your memory, affect your ability to function, and have you sleeping in the daytime. And one of the side effects of Ambien were people starting getting up, cooking, walking dogs, driving down the street, did not remember anything. They don't remember anything. So, and hallucinations. Okay. So if you do need a sleep aid in the beginning, it's okay for a week, 2, 3 weeks. But when you start getting to months needing something to help you sleep, you're not solving the problems. Get some help for the depression, anxiety, maybe the stress that you're having in your life. Don't ignore them, because you turn into a monster. You start sleeping in the middle of the day. Your mood gets affected, and you start just not being the best you possibly. Okay? So I gave you a handout on over-the-counter things that you can try. Benadryl is temporary. It's meant for sinus problems, allergies. It's the #1 go-to for people who want to sleep. But what you don't know is Benadryl only lasts for about 4 hours. So you're going to wake up. Okay? And if you haven't done the meditation we talked about, and you haven't solved the other problems, you're still in the same place that you were. Be careful with pain medications. Those nighttime ones also have Benadryl in them. Okay? So if you find you're on a pain medication, make sure you don't take it in the daytime if it has the words after it called PM. If it says Advil, PM, Tylenol, PM, that means Benadryl, which means they're going to put you to sleep. Okay? So it's okay to take the medication if you need it for a short time. Don't take it for a long time. Work on getting your environment ready for sleep. Sleep at the exact same time. Close the lights. Turn off the sound. Write out anything that's in your brain. Then go in the bed. Talk with your family so they respect your sleep time. And turn off your phones. You can put it on silent. Send it to message. Yes.
I took a sleep medication one time.
What happened?
I woke up, got in my vehicle, went to work,
Oops.
and wound up trying to park the car. I sideswiped a car.
Wow. Wow.
I never took a
That.
medication.
See? Very real. Yes, ma'am. Please stand. Oh, so good question. And we're going to do a whole talk on breathing probably next month. But it's a good point. There are a lot of people who need a breathing device to help them breathe. Because what happens, if you don't breathe, your body will wake you up because it's not trying to die. Okay? You need oxygen to breathe. But many people don't want to wear the mask, and so they find themselves waking up a lot throughout the night. A device called a CPAP allows you to open your airway, which is one of the reasons why you have sleep apnea. The back of your throat, it closes down, so it helps to keep it open so oxygen gets delivered. Wear your CPAP machine. If it's between dying and waking up and having accidents on the road and being tired all day, use the machine. And they have cute ones now,
I have a cute one, but I start off with it.
Yes.
But I don't know, when I wake up, it's not on. I don't know.
She said she starts with it and then it's gone. Yes.
I start off with it.
Yes, ma'am?
Actually stop breathing.
Yes.
Yes.
You stop breathing. Yes. You do one of these numbers.
But
And it's scary.
Yeah, it's very scary.
if you are assigned a CPAP machine, does that mean you can never get off of it?
Many people can get off it. One of the most common reasons for people having difficulty breathing is anatomical, meaning the back of the throat is very narrow. And remember I told you long ago that the tongue is the first place that you get weight and you start talking like this because you got to get a whole lot of weight. So the tongue has gotten larger. It's at the back of the throat. You cut off the airway. The weight has gone up. Lose the weight. Often the weight will decrease around the throat area. If losing weight does not help your sleep, there's a procedure that they can do to open up the back of your throat. Okay? Some people find that more scarier than wearing the mask. but you can surgically improve the opening at the back of your throat. First, lose weight. Second, you can do the surgery. And third, put your bed up. Get one of those, and get one of those where you sit up, and so the back of your throat tends to keep open better than if you're laying flat. Yes.
When would you recommend that type of surgery? So,
Look, if you're at that point where, look, I ain't taking this weight off. You understand? It's not going nowhere. I tried, it ain't going nowhere. And I cannot stand the Spider-Man on my face. Because some of these sleep apnea masks look like spiders sitting on your face like an octopus. And I said, you're not doing it. I'm not doing that. Then it's time to do the next step, which would be surgery. Yes.
I asked my doctor to give me the expired, and he said because of my health reasons, I couldn't get the expired. So I switch up masks, different masks.
Yeah. Well, let's work on the other health
Because
reasons.
The weight loss is not the problem.
Yes, it's
just
physical.
that I stopped breathing, and it's not nothing to do with my
Airway,
tongue.
yes. Hi.
Swelling on my tongue. It's just that
Physiological.
I just stopped breathing.
Yeah. So you might find somebody who'd be adventurous. You ready? We have a guest. And come on in. Let's introduce. I says, hi, how are you?
hi, good.
Good, good. This
Nice
is our
to meet
Simply
you.
Representative, and you're
Yeah.
Hilda?
My name is Gabi,
Gavi. Okay.
and all community call me Gabi. And I am community relation for Simply Healthcare Plan. We have inside our plan Medicare and long-term care.
Oh, long term.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you need more information, I come in other day and set up the day and explain more our benefits.
I have a question. For long-term care, do you have to be in a long-term facility? Hey, Fran, come on down. Tell us why we want a long-term plan. Come on, Fran. She's just giving information to us. Do we need a long-term plan?
It depends.
Just one's the best reason for one.
If you have a condition
Call you in 5.
that is progressing that may require in the future, you might want to look into a long-term care plan in advance.
Prevention. And conditions, what are we talking about? You know, it's a declining state. Some people have one of the ones I can think of off the top of my head is like a cancer. You know, a cancer, and you know that condition is not going to improve. It's going to usually probably worsen. It might be a good time while you can make decisions. It's like advance directive. While you can still make a decision, it might be a good idea to take out an additional insurance that will allow you to be provided and your family not looking for money to try and get somebody to come take care of you while you're disabled or unable to do for yourself.
So there is a waiting period depending on the plan and what's going on. So you want to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, prevention is always better than cure.
But choosing so early long term with a plan, it's sort of like locks you into that plan. Because what if that plan doesn't do what it's supposed to anymore, or serves you anymore, and you want to get out of the plan? What happens to the long term thing that you
put in? Okay, always remember. Never marry any insurance. I told you, date them, but don't marry them, right? So there's a way where there's a back door where you can opt out, ask to change your plan, and determine they can transfer.
But what if the next plan that you sign up for doesn't have this
long-term plan?
benefit? Yeah.
Add it. You can add it. You can add.
We can help you with that.
So it'll be
Yes.
it'll be out of pocket.
You can. Depends. It depends. They'll look at you. It depends where you are financially. Oftentimes, there's a lot more benefits. There are benefits out there for people who are in a different financial bracket. So, but they're here to help you, and you're going to be having these guests come in. And we didn't tell her about the event, but she did come to say hi. But so next time.
For like a raffle,
Woo!
just showing. Remember, I'm a broker with all the different companies, so I bring different people. So you guys can ask.
Uh-oh. She want me clean. I don't do cleaning, girls. I gotta make.
Dr. Paula, do you want to ask them
I'm
something
clean.
to see who's gonna win?
Okay.
Cleaning products.
Okay. I mean to me. All right. Okay. So, did everybody get raffle tickets? Did everybody?
No, just ask.
Oh, okay. These are giveaways. Okay. So, I named the most important thing that you have to do before you go to bed.
Take a warm bath.
That's one of them, but
Relax your.
meditate. Who said meditate? Meditate. That's the first one. Meditate. Remember, train the brain. Train the brain. Now the next thing I said, and we're not talking about sleep apnea. We talked about sleep, and when we talked about sleep, I said to you that it's not on the board. What is the first thing I said that you should do when you realize you cannot sleep? Raise your hand, raise your hand.
Write a journal.
That's the second. If you yell, you can't get it. Yes, raise your hand. Get out of the bed. Get out of bed.
Ask for one more to be fair.
Okay, to be fair, okay. But you got to raise your hand for the answer, okay?
Have to be fair.
Okay.
Don't be mad, mama.
Okay. It's going to be fair. Okay. Now, if you can't sleep, you've gotten out of bed, right? You did your journaling, you rearranged the closet, right? And now you feel you're ready to sleep. How long, if you're looking at the board, how long before you reach the dream state?
20 minutes.
Approximately 20. Who else has a better answer? It's close. No?
40 minutes.
40 minutes, that's the length of it. How long after you get in the bed? Yes? No. We put this back up.
It was 1 to 7 minutes.
1 to 7. So it's after this time. So 10 minutes in. There you go. Okay. Why is it important to know? Because if you go to bed and somebody come and mess with you, it's going to affect you going back to sleep. So you want people to give you at least a good 10 minutes, and that's when you're doing your meditation, to get you into that calming state where you can't be woken. Because once you get to that next stage, you're down for the count. You know, your muscles are relaxed, and you feel like Gumby. Okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you.